Hey everybody, welcome to the garden. I hope you're having a great day. Shout out to the lemon and lime lovers and everybody in between. It's time for a stock highlight video. And remember, if you're interested in any of the services I provide, make sure to check out the links in the description below for both the Patreon and Discord. If you would like for me to highlight an asset for you, make sure to be in the Discord and to send me a message, okay? And I'll make an exclusive video just like I am for this one for you. All right, so looking at AAL, which was recommended to me by a member in the Discord, American Airlines Group. So let's take a look at what we're seeing. So looking at the monthly chart, it's very interesting. I'm actually, the moment I put this chart up on the screen, I was like, wow, I'm actually fairly interested in potentially starting a position in American Airlines. Now, this isn't to say it's extremely bullish right now, but we are at a very interesting zone. Okay, so obviously we've had a massive downtrend back in 2008, and then since that consolidation that happened between 2008 to 2011, had a massive run for most of the decade until we hit 2018, and then we sold all since. And now, now we're sitting at a very interesting point. Are we going to make a higher low from this low wick down here? So that's the question. We did have a very nice month last month. And if we can have a fairly decent month this month, so within the 13 days that are left, can we close above the high of last month? That would be an implication that we may see some more upside to come and try and challenge around $18 to $20. So this potentially is a very, very important level for a continued move up to try and make another higher high from this pivot here, okay? Because we're potentially making a higher low. So we have to give this some time, but I'm very interested in it. Now, let's draw some trend lines real quick. I actually see one that I'm really, really interested in. So before we go down to the weekly, let's put this on the chart here and make sure we highlight it as a monthly level. All right, so let's pop this right here. So we have a couple choices here. So from this low pivot down here, which is the all-time low at $1.45, I'm gonna take this trend line, and we can make a decision here. So we can look to connect it to pretty much this low right here, or we can connect it to this low pivot right here. I like this low pivot right here at 396 because it gets more of the price action here involved. And look at where this last month candle popped off from. Came right into the monthly ray here and popped up. So this looks extremely important. This is a massive trend line, and if this trend line's lost, this indicates American Airlines may be ending, right? So this will be extremely unhealthy for American Airlines Group if it loses this monthly ascending trend line. This is a huge deal. What an important level. So we're going to highlight that red and keep that on the chart. Let's go down to the weekly, see if we see anything else. So weekly charts, clearly in a downtrend still. We had a nice rise up during 2021, right after the COVID lockdowns, and we came up towards almost the high of this drop here from the 2020 lockdowns. Could not actually get all the way up there, actually failed to even start filling this gap. So this gap's been sitting here for almost 3 years. We're coming on 3 years. So this is very interesting that we were able to pop up, and now we're coming down, and we're potentially on the weekly. What are we making? It looks like a double bottom structure, an Adam and Eve structure, if this can confirm, right? So you have Adam down here who's a little lower, and you have Eve who's a little higher. And if we can have some confirmation, through the monthly candle that closes above last month's high, which is right around this level here, then we might be seeing a confirmation that we're going to get a significant move going forward to the upside for American Airlines Group. So I'm very interested to see how this plays out. Now let's go down to the daily and see if there's any opportunities, that are emerging right now, right? So looking at the daily, trading off of the monthly level here, I immediately am starting to see a channel formation. Now it's not the cleanest channel, but it's clearly there. So let's actually put that on the chart real quick. So let's pop from this high wick up here, which is about $26.04, to this high right over here, which is sitting at $21.42. Let's pull it down, and we have a couple choices here. So we can go from this low wick right here. All right, I don't really like that because you don't really have a confirmation that this bottom trend line here off of this one low wick is actually relevant. Okay, you want more price interaction with this bottom line here. So let's look to see if we can find a better place for it. Let's see. Oh, I actually see one right here. So actually the low right here. Okay. The reason why this one's more attractive to me than anything else here is because not only does it grab this low pivot from the first high it made here, it also, you see the interaction, the median line from this high, this high, this high, this high, this high, all these highs respecting the median line, and then you have this low, this low. This did pierce through, then came back in. This pierced through slightly to tap the monthly level, came back in. Then you have this low here, tap the bottom trend line of the descending trend channel, and then this low here respecting both the monthly level and the descending channel trend line here. So I really like how this looks. This looks very solid. Let's make this blue just so we know it's off of the daily time frame. Oh, maybe I didn't do it. Let me see. Channel is blue. There we go. And then we'll make the median line blue as well. There we go. All right. So what am I seeing here? So clearly we've had on the daily a denial of the median channel, but take a look at what's happened here. We had this nice drop, and we've held this significant level here on the daily. We did sweep the lows under here, which isn't necessarily a bad thing because we just grabbed all the liquidity that was sitting under that level, and then we pierced up higher. And what did we do? We took out this high pivot up here, this swing high up here. We took it out. Okay, we took it out here, and then we came down lower and came up a little bit higher to take out any liquidity that was residing above this gap candle here, and then stopped our rise at the median line here. So what I'm clearly seeing is potentially a higher low may begin to form off the daily chart. So it could be right here, it could be right where it's at now, or it could be all the way down towards the monthly level again, holding that level and then not preaching under the lows here. So I'm actually getting quite bullish at looking at American Airlines as I look at this chart. And let's see, is there any place, look at this. So look at this fair value gap we can look to potentially target for a long position. So there's a bullish FVG right here. That may be a great place to add to the position. We even have one right here, but I wouldn't look for this one, as I am skeptical that this one didn't get fully filled. I mean, it did tap a couple times at the bottom, didn't close through it, but it did tap enough for me to where I would rather try and target the lower one here. And is there anything else? That's the only one that's relevant that may keep the higher low structure. So I would be looking to potentially target an entry from $13 to $12.80. I'm really liking what I'm seeing. And if we do have this retracement down and it does hold this level, it's very likely it will have formed enough fuel, grabbed enough liquidity, especially any liquidity that's pulled under this double bottom level here, these two wicks down here, to then find the fuel to break through the median line and actually come and try and challenge the top side of the descending channel. And descending channels at its core, yes, they go down, but they are, biased bullish because they are eventually going to break to the upside, not assuming the asset's dying, okay? So as long as the asset's not actually dying in front of us, it's very likely the asset will eventually break the descending channel bullish. And then you have your measured moves. Yeah, you can measure from a broken descending channel. Like you can go from the high side of the descending channel to the median line, which would be right around here. Okay, and depending on where you break out from, you just measure it from the breakout level. Okay, and then same thing if you're looking to do it from the full extension, the top side, to the actual bottom side of the descending channel, which is right here, then you do the full extension like that. So it's very easy to measure out channels and how they break and where you can actually kind of expect price to get to once they break bullish. All right, so I'm very interested to see what happens with AAL. I'm more bullish than bearish right now. I do think that if it's going to survive, this is near bottom. Okay, it's going to want to hold this monthly level and you're in a descending channel. I would look to try and accumulate as we come lower, especially starting at this fair value gap and potentially trying to grab at the monthly level. However, if we do start taking out the all-time low, right? So let's go back to the monthly chart here. Okay, so if we do start taking out this swing low right here, so this low right here at $8.25, I would be very worried. I would be very worried about the low, the all-time low being held. Okay, so I would look to potentially close out the trade or the position if we would start breaching under $8.25. Now, if you're looking at the monthly, you have to be a little bit patient. You have to give price some room. A lot can happen in a month. So be very careful. If you do see price come down, take out the level, and then shoot up within the month, that doesn't necessarily mean that this level's lost. It does mean that the liquidity was taken, but you have to give it some room, but also be ready to actually leave in a loss if we do take out this monthly low, because it's very unlikely that's going to make a higher low losing this trend line. Okay, at best what you'll probably see, should we lose that level, you'll see something kind of like this, breaks the descending channel, then shoots up because it hasn't taken out this level in a very long time. There's plenty of liquidity that's pulled there, shoots up back to the ascending red trend line, so testing that level as a resistance zone, and then the probabilities are on the side that it fails off of it and goes lower, and that's when you may actually see the all-time low get challenged and potentially even taken out. Okay, so keep that in mind. But right now, as long as we don't lose that monthly level, the red trend line, I have to be pretty bullish in the short term. I have to be. I have to see this as a really good bargain, a really good deal, and I would look to accumulate all the way down until this level is lost. And let's actually put this on the chart as well. We'll put this as a red trend line, a red ray. So until $8.25 is lost, I have to be pretty bullish in the short term. Once that's lost, then it just looks like a dying asset, and the macro downtrend is coming to take out the all-time low. And that's really not what you want to see when you're looking for a healthy asset. Okay. All right, everyone. That's it for the American Airlines group. If you have any questions, make sure to ask me in the Discord. Again, make sure you're in the Discord if you want to participate in any of the services I provide. Right now, we are in a free trial for the swing trade service. That's normally $15 a month, but for November, it is free. So we have a couple more weeks left of the free trial. It's been very, very good so far. So if you haven't been, partaking, you haven't been in the Discord, I don't know what you're doing. Be in there. We've had, I think, over 8 to almost 10 trades in stocks. We've had, I think, around, I want to say almost 10 crypto trades. Some are still open, but we haven't had a loser, and it's been a pretty nice, chill trading month for us. And I would really love for you to at least try out the free trial. And if you do like the free trial, then you know what you're getting. You can look to subscribe for that service, which is only $15 a month going forward. Okay? All right, everyone. Remember, be patient, be vigilant, and be nimble. I love you guys. Take care. Bye.